I was on the Mopeka website the other day and discovered the Mopeka Pro LP gas sensor for a propane tank. This is a Mopeka Tank Check LP gas sensor for a propane tank, and you can buy these sensors separately. This one is around $35, and you can use these individually with a cell phone app via Bluetooth, or you can buy a dedicated display for them. It'll actually connect to both the display and your smartphone. I was on the Mopeka website the other day and discovered that they have a new version, and they call this the Mopeka Pro, and this is more of a puck. Now this is a couple dollars more, and this was around $50, I believe, but the idea is the same. And when I researched the differences, both work with the Mopeka app, both work with the LED display. This one though, the firmware can be updated where this one cannot. And you can configure the battery life for this one for up to 10 times the battery life of this one. Now honestly, I change the batteries about once a year on this. If it's a true 10 times battery life, then potentially this could last the life of your RV. And it works on tank heights of 48 inches, where this one is 30 inches. So I'm going to guess that this is maybe a little more powerful. And if you have this version, whether you need to upgrade or not, just depends on how reliable it is, I suppose. And to install this, we have two magnets that mount to the bottom of a steel tank. And you want to get this as horizontal as can be, because if it's off horizontal, this is a transducer and it's going to shoot straight up. So if this is not horizontal, if it's cockeyed a little bit, you may get a bit of an error in the tank reading. This one has a function in the smartphone app that allows you to line this thing horizontally. And changing the battery is about the same as the old one, where you have three little holes here. So basically, you have to stick a screwdriver in here, 4 slots, and that allows you to change the battery. And it's just a CR2032. And then to replace the cover, there is an arrow here and a matching arrow on the case. And you have to line the two up, snap it back in the case. So I've been using this Mopeka Tank Check monitor for over 5 years now, and it's actually been pretty good. I've heard some people say they have trouble with it, but I really haven't had too much issue. It does show the two sensors already, and if I push the sync button, it should show up as a new tank. There we go, new LPG device. And it shows that it's a Pro. That's all it takes to sync it. And so the next step is to clean the bottom of the tank, get any debris or rust or anything off it. And it's pretty clean. You need to put some kind of spacer here, and I'm using a halo that you can buy from Mopeka. And then you want to get your grease packet, and this is basically ultrasonic grease, and you just want to put a bunch of grease on here. This helps in the transmission of the ultrasonic signal. It just fits on the bottom like that. And then we have a menu selection for sensor position. So we'll hit that. It tells you first we want to zero the sensor. We need to place the sensor on a flat surface and then hit 0. And it doesn't seem to be quite 0, which is kind of interesting. The bottom of this tank is round. I put it as close to the center as I could. I'm going to call that good. That's pretty darn close. We also have firmware, so let's see if we have any updates. But no, it looks like we're up to date. And it looks like there's a few other parameters that we can set for the tank. And now it looks like it's working pretty well. Unfortunately, when you go to the Pro Series sensors, the original version as well as version 2 of the little LED module will not work with those. So guess what? You got to buy another one. This is version 3, and the only way you can tell is that this has a gray case. Version 1 and version 2 have a black case. And just to reiterate, version 1, which was the original one, would only do a 20-pound tank. Version 2 added the option of changing the tank size from 20 to 30 pounds, And version 3 allows you to monitor the Pro sensors. And again, you don't need these. You can use just a cell phone. However, I like the idea of having a standalone monitor. And to set this up for the LPG Pro sensor, it's just like the other ones. You push this button until it starts blinking. And then you push the sensor on the bottom of the tank until it stops blinking. And here we have a readout. This is a 30-pound tank, and these display units are preset for 20 pound. To set the tank size, you push and hold just like you did before until it starts flashing. And it will continue to flash. And then it turns red, yellow, green. So that corresponds to 20 pounds for red, 30 for yellow, green is 40. But we want 30 pounds, so we'll stop it on yellow. And that's all there is to it. And it shows it about 50% full, and that's what the app shows.